Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I'm Sue and we're in the kitchen today. This is Tips on Tuesday, and today we're going to be talking about eggs. And I am lucky enough to have farm fresh eggs. My chickens are busy at work. We are approaching the solstice, and after that their production will start decreasing a little bit every day until the fall, sometime when they will stop completely. But I am having a bonanza of eggs, and one way of eating these eggs is to hard boil them. Now, an egg itself is a little oblong, right? It has more or less a pointy end and it has a rounded end. And normally we do store them point side down. There is a little bit of an air socket or air space in this egg. And as I hold it like this, the air would be up here. The egg shell, there's a membrane inside along the egg shell, but this is a permeable membrane here, meaning that air can infiltrate this. So over time, this air space will become a little bit larger. So if you have farm fresh eggs, it's always been, if you hard boil them, they are very difficult to peel because they have such a small air space. And that air space actually helps in the peeling process. Shrinking the contents on the inside and creating more of a space on the inside for when you peel them. So, but I like to do a different method, and that is steaming them. The regular method of, well, some people's regular method of boiling these or simmering these for up to 20 minutes or so to hard boil them and plunge them into an ice bath usually works and has worked off and on for me. But with farm fresh eggs, they were always somewhere kind of hit and miss as to whether they were easier to peel or not. But I have tried now steaming my eggs, and I have found great success with peeling them as after I steam them. It's not much harder than boiling them. And so that's what we're going to do today. And then this is the tip, I suppose, but there is one extra tip to help in peeling eggs, no matter what method you use, even if you use the Instant Pot method. I've tried that. To me, it doesn't really work all that well. So, and why get out a huge appliance like that? So, today we're going to steam our eggs to hard boil them. Let's go. I'll show you the procedure. So I've filled my pot with enough water that my steamer basket's the water's not going to come up to the level below that. And it's at a gentle boil now. And I am going to place my eggs in the steamer basket right here. I'm going to turn off the heat, or turn it very low so I don't have any injury problems. And place this in here and place my eggs in. And I'm going to turn up the heat again, back up to about medium high, and cover it. And this works best when your eggs are in a single layer. If you have more, I've just put in a half a dozen, 6. If you're going to go up higher, and if you're going to have a double layer, it's going to take more time. Okay, the steam has started already, so now it is time to start my timer. And I'm going to go for a single layer, I usually go about 15 minutes. If you're just starting out, and it depends upon how you like your hard-boiled eggs. If you like them still a little translucent and a little bright yolk, you might want them at about 10 minutes. If you want them really hard cooked, probably at about 15 minutes for a single layer. And what you can do if you want to test it, after about 10 minutes, take it out, take one out, plunge it into cold water, break it open, and see if you like that consistency. After much practice with this, I go for about 15 minutes for this amount of eggs. Seems to work for me. There are also other factors that may influence the time, and one would be the size of the egg that you're using, whether your eggs are colder or they're room temperature. I always start with room temperature eggs. My eggs, being farm fresh, I leave them on my counter. They don't need to go in the refrigerator unless I wash them. And if you wash them, you're washing the protective coating that the chicken naturally lays on the egg. Timer went off. Turn my heat off. And these hopefully are, I am sure, perfectly steamed. We're going to put them in a cold water bath. This will help stop that cooking process right away. I let them set in here for, oh gosh, about 15 to 20 minutes, and then they'll have cooled down sufficiently enough to either put them back in the refrigerator or use them for what I want. After they cool down, I'll be back and I'm going to show you what the real Tuesday tip is. See you in a bit. Okay, they chilled off enough in the cold water bath, so I took them out. Just going to dry them off just a wee bit. Now comes the true test. So, like always, just crack them. I usually kind of roll them. And I'll start by taking off the end that has the air hole, or the air space. And my trick is to take a spoon, which is a teaspoon, which is just perfectly shaped for an egg. Now, after you cracked it, slip it under the skin and then just rotate it around. I play a little game with myself to see if I can get the entire rest of the eggshell off in one go. I'm not always successful. Anyway, so I find it better than picking everything off. This tip with the spoon seems to work very nicely. And there we go. Nicely peeled egg. I'm just going to be washing it off a little bit. Let's do one more. Here's this. And I just break it open at a spot, slip the spoon underneath the eggshell, and this one seems to want to come off very easily by itself. But I think it's just a cool little trick. Let's do one more. Here's one. And this one's already peeling so easily. Slip that spoon right under that shell right along the surface of your hard-boiled egg. And it just loosens it enough just to pull off almost in one entire piece. And there's another one. So that's my tip for Tuesday. So try it with your hard-boiled eggs. Now we're going to have a glut of hard-boiled eggs. What do I do with these? I just read a recipe where they made deviled eggs with avocado too. Sounds good. Might have to try that. So until the next time that we can go cooking in the kitchen, or a tip on Tuesday, I'll see you. Bye. A little bonus tip, don't throw these away if you have chickens. Let them dry out, crush them up a bit. I put them in the feed. They eat them again. They get a little boost of calcium to make more wonderful hard-shelled eggs. So, bonus tip.